Hello, welcome to this short presentation about the Graduate Diploma Illustration course at Camberwell College of Arts. First, a little bit about me. I have experience in a lot of different areas from publishing and editorial. Currently, I work a lot in ceramics. So I have a wide spread of experience with materials and processes. Why Camberwell College of Arts? Well, it's a college that has a huge cross-section of different courses, so there's a very lively community. It's also a really interesting and lively area of London to be studying. Why Graduate Diploma Illustration? Because you're going to receive focused attention from a skilled team to help you develop your creative voice, your individual creative voice. You will learn key research and sketchbook building skills. You will engage with a series of challenging and exciting projects. You will have access to a wide range of making and technical facilities. And on passing the course, you will have automatic progression onto the MA illustration course at Camberwell. So this makes for an extended educational experience in the discipline, giving you the equivalent of 2+ years studying this subject. The course is split into 2 units, so it's a fairly simple structure. The first unit, research, risk and context. So this intensive unit will provide a strong foundation in the skills and approaches essential to your growth as a distinctive illustrator. We're very interested in creating distinctive makers who are creating distinctive visuals. So Unit 1 consists of a series of intensive studio workshops combining hands-on making with critical thinking. Gain introductory access to a range of technical skills. These include printmaking and ceramics and also some digital skills, and you also have access to the wider workshops at Camberwell. You'll benefit from extensive one-to-one tutor support tailored to your individual development. So the graduate diploma is quite a comparatively quite small course, so this allows us to sort of give you quite a lot of one-to-one attention. So I've got some project examples here from Unit 1. So during Unit 1, we do a publication project, and it's a fairly short period of time that you have to do this project, but that's so that you have a first experience. Then when you go on to the second unit, when you come, if you want to make a publication for your final project, you'll have so much more experience and it will be a better product because there's so much to learn about publication. So this is to a given series of subjects, often based around social, political and environmental issues. And this was a very nice response to the climate problems that they're facing in Phoenix, Arizona. It's particularly focused on one city, and this student came up with some really unusual responses to the visuals for this text. This student made a project about the mythology and traditions of the Japanese geishas, and this is a lovely project in that it reflects some of the processes we introduce you to. So this is a mixture of collage and digital and drawing, and of course, kind of hand-rendered text as well. And this final one is a digital image made in a digital program. And this is about the axolotl, which is a Mexican lizard, and is widely used in laboratory experimentation, and about the impact on the lizard and how it's surviving in its environment. So it's a very interesting subject. And this student developed some really interesting and innovative visuals around this idea, around this theme. So Unit 2, practice, development and realization. In this unit, you will develop your critical thinking and research skills while working towards a major piece of work, which you'll then showcase in the UAL summer shows, which is a big thing that happens at the end of the year. So you'll have supportive critical thinking workshops to challenge assumptions and deeper analysis of the topics that you want to explore. A focused period of independent practice to explore, experiment and push creative boundaries. Ongoing tutor and technical support to help you develop a unique concept, process and final outcome. So I've got some examples of final outcomes. So these are projects that were shown in the summer show. This is work by Binchi Zhang. And this theme was about the idea that we think that we have free choice about the direction in our lives, but really that's influenced by a lot of external factors. And so it's called the illusion of choice. And she made a giant puzzle table. So this took some woodworking where she was supported in woodworking to make this table. And it's like a giant puzzle where you can move the parts around. There's like a giant game that you walk around and you can move these wooden pieces around like a puzzle. Obviously, we get students making publications. This was a particularly strong one. So it's a 48-page RISO print publication, and RISO print is it's a cross between photocopy and screen printing. So it takes a lot of organization. You have to design and make each color separately in order for it to go through the printing machine 3 times for each of the 3 colors. So the theme for this publication was based around actually the bathroom. So what you do when you go to the bathroom, what you think about, and also playful, what are the sorts of things that you can do in the bathroom. So it's a very extensive and playful response to the idea of what we do so many times in the day and what we could possibly do there. This one is from Hongru, and being an international student, she was really fascinated by the British pub culture, public house culture, and particularly Wetherspoons. So she spent a lot of time in a local pub, drawing the locals and drawing all the details around the sort of culture. And she came up with a series of really bold drawings, and she made an installation and also a publication to go with it. So seemingly ordinary part of British life, but with a very focused attention, it becomes something special. So your application, what we're looking for, a personal statement and obviously a portfolio. We also like to see within your portfolio, I do like to see images of physical sketchbooks and evidence of drawing from life. So you just open your sketchbooks and take a photograph of the whole sketchbook, and that's really useful. So a little bit of drawing from life is also really useful, if possible. Additional opportunities on the course. So there's opportunities from the greater UAL community. There's all sorts of things going on from, writing clubs, all sorts of things, and frequently have students joining in these activities. Advice from UAL careers and employability, and additional program opportunities. The illustration program consists of 3 courses, and sometimes there's opportunities that are cross-program that you can participate in. So careers after graduating, most students in the graduate diploma progress to study at master's level. Other than that, you can decide to continue to develop a freelance career in illustration. There's opportunities in design and printmaking studios, writing and publishing. Obviously, you can work towards becoming an author where you're writing and publishing your own material. Animation, further developing your animation skills and moving into that area. Teaching and fine art practice. Some students discover while on the course that they're more interested in moving towards a fine art practice. So there's lots of options there. Scholarships. So UOL offers postgraduate scholarships, home and international. There's 2 routes, means tested and merit tested. Use the scholarship search tool on the website to check what financial support is available. International applicants do check if there's a UAL representative in your country. Okay, here's our kind of things that you can follow on Facebook and Instagram and our contact address.